I'm thinking I want to bring a parasol with me. Come on in, T, if you're ready. I think I want to bring a parasol with me to Dick's. So when the
Why?
brass band is outside after, I can have a parasol and truly second line with them
It's good
after the
thinking.
show.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I
I
support
think
that.
that's a good
How are
look.
you doing that, Pixelwooks? How do you have? Is that digital?
These are real glasses.
That's so cool.
Yeah, these are Crypto Broski glasses. I'll give a shout out to Crypto Broskis. But yeah, at Webstock, for part of NFT week, they were giving them out. They're so cool.
That is so
There you
cool.
go. And Pixelwooks is involved with NFTs. We'll mention that
Yeah.
a little later.
We can talk.
And
Yeah.
Megan, we all recognize from HF Pod, who we have partnered with this summer.
And hopefully,
And we will
going
see where that
forward-
goes. Yes, we're going to see where it goes.
Yeah, we're
It's
loving
been fun
it.
so far.
exciting,
you
yeah.
know?
It's so
Tim
fun.
and
Let's
I
keep
got
making
one-
commercials.
Yeah, Tim and I, we got a commercial. Tim and I got on the show and T the other day. He's
Yeah, it
like
was a lot
looking
of
at
fun.
me. I wish he'd come in and hang
Speaking
out.
of shows, there was a
Sounds so
Phish
fun.
show tonight, which I believe is why we've congregated here.
Yeah.
Tonight,
yeah.
there was a fish.
Yeah.
It was a
Oh,
pretty
right.
badass Phish show, to
Great
be
Phish show.
honest.
Yeah, that was great.
You know, I need to learn everybody's
Yes.
state mottos because maybe that's the key is what their state motto is to what they play.
What?
You know,
All right.
Maryland's the free state and MPP is always free. It's always just weird stuff going on, you know?
Do you
Well,
get a free?
There was a theme of like the story because we were talking about that last night. Like, is there a story to the set list? And there's this weird, like, dystopian counter to reality of everything's right. It's all right. It's
Oh,
a golden
man.
age. They just kept telling you, like, no, everything you're seeing isn't real. Everything's really good. We promise.
It's cool,
Like, if
man.
you just keep saying it, you'll believe it.
It's comfort fish. It's like, you know, this is where we go to like forget everything. It's perfect.
It's like a warm blanket or a
Don't
warm
overload
glove.
the
Yeah.
Matrix. It's good. We're all gonna
Yeah,
be okay.
exactly.
So, on that note, we started out with a pretty dark song, 46 Days. Dark, funny. For me, the last classic Phish, let's write a song about our friends kind of thing. Beyond Page Side, Rage Side, whatever song that is. God help us. Well, where are you guys? I thought the 46 was standard. I thought it's what you get when you hear a 46 Days. But I think there are other opinions in the room. Tim?
I thought it was
Somebody.
strong.
I was gonna say, why don't you conduct this a little
Right.
bit?
I thought it was strong. I thought Fishman was on fire. I mean, he was hitting those like really deep drums. It was just, I thought it was great. It was a good,
Yeah,
strong
new
opening.
Gretsch sounds amazing.
Oh my God. Is that what it is?
I'm
Yeah.
going to admit something right now. When he said Gretsch earlier, he didn't capitalize it, and I thought it was a Yiddish word or something. And I was like, what does
Yeah, it's
that
a
mean?
Gretsch.
I just
No.
saw about how he got that. He got those drums from a fan.
Yeah,
It's
he
true.
bought it on Reverb, which if you're a musician or know a musician, that's like the eBay for musicians. It's like a site for musicians selling used things. And he just went on there and found a used Gretsch drum set and then brought a young woman that sold him the kit on stage, like flew her in and everything for like delivery, which is
I
absolutely
paid 200
incredible
bucks
thing.
for this.
Come
Look
on.
at
Well,
me.
you get an
Totally.
emotional attachment to your instrument, and selling an instrument is a very difficult thing. And the only way I could really understand like doing that and feeling good about it would be if I sold my drums to Phish, right? Because then you're like,
Fishman.
now they're on stage. They sound great though for a used
Mhm.
like vintage kit, and he sounds great. He's been playing yesterday. I thought that, and then tonight I thought overall he was very on.
But he
tonight.
got like all new heads and everything probably
Of course,
put on
every
him, right?
drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a professional. Like, he's not playing at a bar.
It's just that
anymore.
purple. It's the whole Prince vibe we've been getting from the shows.
Yeah,
Well, maybe
they're
not
really
from
sick.
Water in the Sky. Oh, wait, we didn't finish 46 Days. Pixel
We barely
Wolf,
got
what you
started here.
Welcome to Wook Plus.
It's a train wreck. What you got, Pixel Wolves, on 46 Days?
No, I mean it's not my favorite song, but for an opener, that's a strong opener. You know, they come out hot, and it's a rocking song. I'll take it.
I wish we had a producer who could look up how often that happens.
I
Get
looked.
a
I started
46
to look.
days
It wasn't super common. Like it opens the second set more often.
Yeah.
They opened Friday and Dick's last year, and then like Banger in 2019.
Oh,
But
right.
Or it's like a
Yeah.
first set, like 10-minute song or something. You know, that's kind of what I think of it.
It
Yeah,
popped
it's
up in the middle the last couple times, I thought.
It was 8 minutes tonight, but I felt like it was a strong jam. Like for an opener, went right into a pretty solid jam.
More focused than meandering.
Yeah, and then right into Water in the Sky, which is early, I think, to have, the pretty piece, right? Like Mountains yesterday was a little bit later in the set, but I kind of like that because then it opened up the rest of the first set to be a little more
Plus, Water in the Sky isn't like totally. It's not like a ballad, you know. It's sort of like somewhere in the middle ground.
Yeah, the mid tempo, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's not ballad, but I do think of it as like the pretty piece. It's a weird way to think about songs, but like it's also like the evil bookends and then the pretty piece in the middle. Oh,
Yeah,
nice. I have
exactly.
What do you got, T, on the Water in the Sky?
On the Water in the Sky?
Are you big on that one, or is it eh?
It's an unless it's like raining, it's one of those rain songs like Drowned.
It has to be raining for
right, then
rain,
you kind of get
raining.
like, okay, it's acceptable tonight because it's raining out. But like when it's not, I'm always like, oh, this is an odd tune to just kind of throw in here when there's other stuff that sounds like this or could be played in this, but it's fine. Like, it's a whatever song. It was in a weird place after 46 days. I thought like come out kind of banging, and then to Tim's point, it's kind of a slower song to kind of follow that up with. It's not like coming out with 46 days and then doing like Bag or something where it's like keep it going and kind of like.
I kind of like that it throws you off a little bit. You're like, you don't go to a show expecting to, like thinking that that's going to be played or like hoping that that's going to be played. But you hear that, you're like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. I'm happy to hear this.
Yeah, it's a nice version too. I mean, Trey nailed the solo. It's like very fast, challenging. I was thinking about how he just played with Billy Strings too, and like this is like a perfect Billy Strings cover song. Like he should cover that. Like it's just, I thought Trey did a great job.
As we talked about on HF Pod the other day, how will Trey sit-ins influence the band, and maybe that was an influence right there with Billy Strings, and it kind of kept him kind of in that kind of zone.
There's a loose causality there for sure.
See, for sure.
Yeah, let's make that connection. It's fine.
And so after Water in the Sky, we got the first and actually the longest jam of the night with Everything's Right. I want to throw it to you, Kev. So see, I want to get you in here too and get your opinions. It's not just moderate. What do you think about that?
The Everything's Right. It's always a good jam. It's always a good jam. And this one was, again, it was standard. The problem with what Phish have been doing last fall, and I guess even in Mexico in the spring tour, is they've raised the bar like up here, and so you hear something like that, Everything's Right, 16 minutes, you're like, yeah, that's where they are.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great jam. Again, it wasn't like Phoenix Everything's Right, but it was a good, I thought it had elements of a fun, good jam in there. Like it definitely got going for sure, and then I enjoyed it. I thought it did its job, which is to jam once you get kind of through the lyrics and through some of all of that. But
as the third song in the first set, it's not. We're not.
Did they do the Everything's Right part? Here. Did he go back and do the vocal part? Everything's right, la da da da, or whatever.
They did the nanas though.
Oh, he did the nanas.
Yeah, they did the nanas. Yeah.
I love this. I thought this Paige was doing some like amazing synth work while Trey was like playing this like pretty chords. I thought it was a gorgeous jam.
Yeah,
that was great. I mean, Everything's Right, so reliable for them. Like they can always find a good space for that.
Strong vehicle for sure.
The lyric, I have issues with the lyric. I feel like I'm being told.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all. I feel like we could just.
I'm going to bring this back.
Play that every time.
I'm going to bring this back to the second set, though. I'm going to bring it back to the second set.
3 other songs you have an issue with?
No, new
you're
songs.
Planting the flag now.
I am planting the flag.
And I'm pretty
How are
sure
the lyrics of Blaze On?
I'm pretty sure Everything's Right was the longest song yet on tour, and it was only 16 minutes.
Yeah.
And it didn't feel super long, and actually kind of fell cut short, right? Like that was
Can you ripcord Everything's Right if you ripcord it with Rift, or did they play enough of Trey played like 3 times? He went through and the rest of the band caught on instead of him just the first time dropping straight into it.
I don't know if people use ripcord properly anymore, or at least my interpretation of what it is of like they're like really on a great jam and they just ripcord is literally like a jarring transition to another song. I feel like it's morphed into, oh, it's a short jam and I wanted to go more places.
Exactly, Tim. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like that wasn't a ripcord. It was a segue, which was really cool actually into Rift. And like they're not going to play every jam for 30 minutes. Like we just have to get over that. Like they're just not. And that doesn't mean it's a
segue
ripcord,
too. Yeah,
right?
Which we don't want to
insane,
hear.
That segue. Like that was so cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they definitely have their share of like 4 segues. That felt great.
Yeah,
I think
when he tries to force it sometimes.
Yes.
Summer is going to be just like all about segues. I feel like that's what they've been rehearsing. That's what they're into.
And that's
the second set, we'll get into that. But like,
that's why we aren't going to have any 20+ minute jams, because they figured out the segue. They no longer need to meander for 20 minutes to find out where they're going after 10 minutes.
We're still going to have 20
figured it out.
Jam.
They can
what are you talking about? You're still going to get, I mean, every once in a while, you're going to get that some like a 19-minute careening. You're going to get fun jams that are going to hit 20 minutes. It's not like they're not going to segue.
They know people want to hear that. Yeah,
that's what I get paid.
Thank you. Exactly.
Kev, can I ask you a question, like an earnest question?
Yeah.
So last night with the Ghosts Set Your Soul Free, if you're there at the show, that was a 20-minute block of Phish goodness. And just the fact that it was under 2 different umbrellas, does that diminish it? Because that's a long, extended 20-minute.
Right. Instead of the Ghosts going for 20 minutes and them ending up somewhere else, at 10 minutes in, they were like, oh, this is Set Your Soul Free. Let's let it go there. It never
lost the feel and vibe and the extension of the music. That's what I'm saying is like, I don't think it has to fall under one song, right? Like the segues, it's still, in my mind, one jam, right? Like I would argue that whole second set was just a phenomenal jam, and it's silly to be like, oh, it's an 8-minute jam, a 7-minute jam.
Okay, well, this goes back to my theory that the Ruby Waves in Alpine Valley was made up of several specific pieces of music that they had pre-rehearsed. And I think all that was leading up to where they're getting these segues now, and they aren't going to have to do a 38-minute piece of music anymore with several sections, because they figured out where to put song A and song B and song A, song C.
They didn't just figure that out, dude. They've been playing for fucking like 4 decades.
No. I'm saying that all those jams, like you guys told me that it's not thought out. Before they walk on stage, they know that Everything's Right is going to be 15 to 17 minutes and they're going to drop out of it.
I think
they know that before they walk on stage.
To a certain extent, I think that you're right. I think there's certain jams that they know that, they went in knowing that they were going to play Ruby Waves for like over 30 minutes.
Well, they went in trying to play Mercury that way, and then they didn't find it, and then they went to Ruby Waves. But,
correct. Yes.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like there's
so that means that piece of music was.
But they didn't plan the piece of music. They just say like, let's keep this jam going.
Right.
That's at least what I expect.
Right. I think for like, they pick out certain shows that they know they want to like stand out a little bit more, like Soul Planet, like they know they want that to be a big show. They're like, we're going to make this a big Soul Planet or whatever. They haven't done that yet, but it's only the first 2 shows of the tour.
Oh,
they're going to show that they want
to be Soul Planet it up tomorrow night. Banger is going to be the center of the soul. It's going to be the navel of the Soul Planet.
We should keep moving. We're only like 3 songs in, and so the quote unquote ripcord, which was actually a phenomenal segue, went into the Redemption Rift.
The Redemption Rift.
Yes.
Coming out of Deer Creek, I was thrilled to see they actually like rehearsed and locked in and nailed it. It was flubs occasionally. It wasn't perfect, but it was so much cleaner.
I don't notice the flubs, except unless they're the vocals, and they nailed the vocal.
Yeah, I notice flubs only like so much more when I'm on couch tour. Like I feel like couch tour to me is like a totally different experience than being at the show anyway. Like when I'm on couch tour, I'm like watching the band and the lights. When I'm at a show, I'm just dancing and I'm like barely looking at anything. And so it's just so funny because I feel like I'd never see them or hear them at the show, but I hear them more on couch tour, which is kind of a bummer. But I thought that was a great rift. Yeah.
Very strong. And then we had Wolfman's, which I thought was really jammed out. I was actually surprised looking back at my notes that it was only 12 minutes. It felt like they really got into
We
it.
did the whole Sly and the Family Stone jam. Trey was playing
Is that what that
Stand.
was?
Yeah, it was Stand by Sly and the Family Stone, which
That was a
Tab
great,
did, I guess.
great
That is
jam.
cool.
Yeah, that was
Groovy.
a great jam. And Megan, you brought up Page earlier with a sense when they dropped back into Wolfman's, Page's piano was so awesome. Like he came right back into that with Trey. It sounded so good. Like that was a great little jam. I really Wolfman's is becoming like
Totally.
that consistent hitter. Like you just know he's gonna put the ball in play and maybe get on second, maybe do his thing though. It's like
again, the bar is
consistent
so
jam
high
vehicle
all of a
now.
sudden now. The
so
bar's
good.
always
Like,
been high.
It's so good though. I mean, I feel like if you're like me and Travis and maybe some of you others that like 97 Phish, that Wolfman's anytime they start
Who
playing
likes
that, I'm like,
97
yep, this is
Phish?
gonna be my shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Put it in my veins.
Speaking of
Exactly.
Speaking of my shit, that maze was just straight fire. And
Is that the Maze Redemption Tour?
Well, he even said it.
Yeah.
It's back. Like
It's
that was
I
back.
guess
so
they're
funny
not too old to play maze, huh?
that he trolls everybody with "it's back" and like lays into it. That was just so beautiful. Like
That peak was awesome.
That is one of Page's top 5 moments for me. Is the organ fucking solo in Maze. That is
Oh yeah, so
something
good.
special.
got a lot of riff the last 2 nights too, which I'm always we always talk about. I love riff, so getting in a couple songs each night has been great, and I hope they continue doing it because it's fantastic.
Maybe we'll get the whole album over the tour. They'll do all the songs because they haven't done
yes,
Fast
please.
Enough for You in a while.
I know.
I was
I
thinking
talked
about
about
you
that.
last night, Travis, with those 2 in a row. I was like thinking about you. I was like, oh God. Yeah, we're gonna get it fast enough for you. It's coming.
My friend.
I hope so. I think so.
But also, plus like the last songs of the set were you got Rift, Wolfman's, Maze, Bathtub Gin, Rock and Roll. Like there's no sleepers in there. I mean, that's a strong end to the set. Not to
I
be
agree.
And the whole set,
Energetic.
yeah, very. I think the whole set we never really. I mean, Water in the Sky in the 2 slot was the slowest it got really, and that wasn't even
whole
that
show
slow.
right. This is an upbeat set.
Yeah, very.
Bathtub, we got more stand quotes. Is it quote? Is it lick? I don't know.
What?
In Bathtub Gin.
Oh,
I love Bathtub Gin.
you're just all over the place.
And I was definitely with Llama that it was the end of the set after Bathtub. And especially when they did
100%.
big finish. All right, another one.
I'm glad though. They gotta keep it going. I love
and
that.
Rock and Roll's like a kind of a bust out. Like that's like a fun.
Oh
to
yeah,
hear.
they haven't played it in a while. And Trey was like jumping up and down, and Fishman was singing like hilariously. I mean, I don't know if you call that singing, but he was like yelling and like it was great. I love
it's
that
great
song
when you
so
get
much
that
when
one
they
extra
cover it.
song that you don't think you're gonna get or that you
Yes.
expect. Oh, this is gonna be the closer. Let's
And
get
Phish
ready
are
to
great
and
with
then
that
there's one
for
more, you're
me.
like, yes, bonus. Such a
Yeah.
good
Like,
feeling.
Every time I saw the Grateful Dead, I was like, they should have done one more. Every time I see Phish, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, they did that many songs.
Totally.
One more.
When you're live at Phish, I don't know about you guys, but for me, like couch tour, I can kind of pay a little closer attention to the clock and like I have a better sense of where we are. But often on tour, like halfway through the set, I'll feel like it's ramping up and like about to close. And then like every song for like the next 3 songs to finish the set, I'm just like, holy shit, we're still going. And then they do another one. I'm like, what are we doing here?
It's the best. All right, so we're going to take a second here I want to say that HF Pod, you're going to be live at 1 tomorrow.
Yep, 1:00 Eastern time. Join us. Yes, thank you. We're going to have our recap. We've got 2 great guests from the Antelope Running Club. They're going to be with us that were there at the show tonight.
The Antelope Running Club.
I mean, these guys are awesome. They did like a 20-mile run one of the mornings of Great Woods. Like,
why would you do that?
right?
Some people like it.
I like to run, but I run like 3 miles. They're like, you should run with us sometime. I'm like, okay. And then I saw they did a 20-mile run. I was like, that's like something I would train for like a fucking year. Like, I was like,
years.
That's something I couldn't even have done at 18.
And to do it on tour is
And
impressive.
to do it on tour,
right?
Exactly. Well, maybe
You're
on
living a
tour,
certain
if I
way, I
was
don't know.
still up, 20 miles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
I
Yeah, you
love
can't go to bed and do that. You got to roll right through.
I love tuning into your guys' show the next day because we do this and I have like my instant reactions, but then I'll actually sleep on it, let your emotions sit, and then get your guys'
Why did
take.
I say that?
It's very cool to have the yin and yang of perspectives and like like the little bit of I don't want to diminish, like I feel like we think through it here, right? Like as we're doing
It's like
it,
after the show, you're
having
in the
more
lot,
time
right.
to process and really dig into it gives a little deeper of a dive into it too. And having the people that were at the show the next day, it's a great balance. So if you haven't yet, make
Check
sure
it
you
out. Go over to
follow
their
and
Twitter
subscribe
page,
to Osiris
HF
Media
Pod.
on
Right
YouTube
there,
and
easy.
watch HF Pod.
And then
You were just
Pixel
all
Wooks,
over me, Kev.
Pixel Wooks has an
Awesome.
NFT collection. Travis, since you're the one who knows about it, why don't you do the introduction?
We've had him on before. It's not like he's a stranger.
We're doing
to the
guest
show.
intros that
We have
separate.
new
What
people watching. We always have new people
I thought
watching.
we were like family.
Yeah, exactly. We know what he does.
I love that contest. Kev still has no idea what an NFT is.
That's fine.
I might be
I
with
right
you,
click.
Kev.
I right click. I'm good. I got a copy.
You guys, I mean, I tell you, I like the shirt though. I told you I got mine. I can't wear it because of the green screen. So like the guy's hoodie like shows up the green screen. But man, check out like Funky Threads, and if you get one of your Pixel Wooks, you can get it put on a shirt like you're wearing. It's so sweet. I love mine.
You're giving out a Wook tonight, aren't you?
Well,
Cool.
we did a pick 5. I haven't tallied up the votes yet, but yeah, like you know, I mean, you guys do that. Pick 5 songs, and whoever gets the most will win. I haven't figured out who won yet.
And just go to
That's
at
awesome.
Pixel Wooks on Twitter to find you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they can find all the info there. I follow you. We follow each other, and I see that you're
Well done, Kev.
What?
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
you wanna
following
go to
each
the
other. Yeah.
There we go. All right, so who wants to kick off? Megan, I'll let you kick off
Let's
set
do.
2 because my jaw dropped.
Yeah, this was an amazing set, like intro to the second set. The Mike song, just fucking great jam into like a beautiful hydrogen. You know, it wasn't perfect, but that's because I'm on couch tour. I'm sure there it felt perfect. And then the smile that Trey got when he just ripped into Carini, like you could see him like after playing that like super focused, like delicate hydrogen to then just like rip into those like chords, just his face. He just had the hugest smile on his face. And I was like, fuck yes, Carini. And Kat Carini was like, oh my God, like that funky, like juicy jam that they just kept going. And they played for like 3 songs underneath. Like, how did they do that?
It was
That was
amazing.
so
I was hearing Golden Age
incredible.
out of Carini.
Oh.
Like
but
I
it
was
you
hearing.
got ahead
Oh,
of it a little
really?
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That was
so
the first
cool.
time they've ever done the Carini out of hydrogen. That
Right.
pairing had never happened, and
I
it was kind of neat to have Mike start knowing Pog was last night.
Yeah.
And so it was like everybody
love-
that's
yeah.
paying attention instantly was like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen now?"
I
Yeah,
love
like,
the
what's happening
tension
in
that
the
was
hydrogen?
brought up. Yeah, totally.
Do we
I
get
think
the-
that was
do we
part of
get
Trey's
the-
What's
smile
coming out
too,
of
with
hydrogen?
like we're gonna throw this left turn here because
Yeah.
everyone kind of thinks Pog, but we can't do Pog because we did Pog last night. So what do we go into? You know, there's always sometimes that simple that takes in there and like other random things that fill in there. But man, to your point, Megan, when we get the hydrogen, I'm such a fan of that. Like it goes back to the old days too, when it was always, you know, Mike's hydrogen Pog, like just
Mm.
the fast versions of ripping through shit like that. And man, that it was every time he plays it, it's so good. And tonight
It's
was extra
stunning.
fun having that Carini pop out of it. Like that's just like that bonus is so great. So
And
much fun.
I feel like the last few Carinis went bliss, and this one didn't. It held
Mhm.
its. I heard Golden Age. I heard little things. I kept hearing 2001, but we'll get to the Howling later.
Ooh.
But
Yeah.
the Carini resolved into Blaze On, which, you know, it wasn't that long of a transition, but it was pretty smooth. They went. It's
Well,
your
and that
segues again.
Carini, you know, to your guys' point, went deep, like played for a bit, like he jammed it. Like last year in Fall Tour, a lot of those songs that ended up jamming, they played once over slower. You know, like they didn't exactly come out with it gunning, or they played it later slower. So it was nice to see that, like the Everything's Right in the first set, just that Carini was going, guns out, you know, was coming, and then led into that Blaze On, which, you know, is. I wish they would have played Golden Age out of it instead of Blaze On.
Oh, I'm a fan of Blaze On.
You know,
that's like the holy grail of that after Fare Thee Well period for me.
And it's got, I mean,
Totally.
it does, you know, it started to like they've had that the good versions of it with the jams in it. So I mean, it makes sense to like throw it in there, but it was just a funny to me a funny
Where
spot.
they were playing, they were like singing the Blaze On lyrics over the Carini jam. I don't think they actually like went to the Blaze On music. Like Page did his like solo, but then they stayed on the Carini jam. It was like amazing. It was like they never left that jam. I've never heard anything like that. I want to listen back, but it sounded incredible.
I haven't had something like that since Party Time, like, or
Yeah.
at least Wolfman's. Right? It's like that idea of like
I heard quadraphonic toppings in there.
I think that's both those segues on either end of what is Blaze On with the Carini jam. The transition and movement in the overall musical composition was phenomenal. It felt like they were in such control and almost like one musician just deciding to shift to different songs seamlessly. And it felt that way last night too. So I feel like you're 100% right, Megan, when you say it's going to be the summer of segues. It's already out of these two shows some of the best segues I've heard in a very long time.
And the segue out of Blaze On went into one of all of our favorites, Golden Age.
I loved it. It was so good.
Was that sarcastic?
So good.
No, it's a weird inside thing. Don't worry about it.
It
What
was
did
a
you
weird
think,
inside
Pixel,
joke.
of the Golden Age?
Sorry, I'm on the outside here.
That's all right.
I like Golden Age. I thought
I'm a fan. And Trey nailed the lyric. He really did good.
Mhm.
Usually that's where my problem is. I'm like, he's tripping over his tongue and
fast lyrics.
yeah,
There's a lot of words in that song.
A lot of words.
There certainly are. Anybody?
I saw Kuroda
Is
doing
that it?
something that I saw Kuroda doing something that I hadn't seen before, but maybe just because I'm never paying attention when I'm at the show. But he was doing this like shaking, vibrating thing with the lights during the Golden Age jam. I didn't know if I'd ever seen that before.
How
it
long?
looked super cool.
Do we know how long it ran, Tim?
Yeah, it was 14 minutes. So it was the second longest jam of the night behind Everything's Right. But I thought a better jam. It had a very cool not full breakdown, but it brought back the sci-fi bleepy bloopy.
I kept hearing 2001.
Yeah.
I kept tweeting it. Is that 2001? And people were like, get out of here.
It's funny
They
because
muted
it transitioned into Howling, which a lot of people were saying that was a thread. The 2001 thread went from Golden Age into the Howling. But I think this synthezoid sci-fi, I can't figure out the right way to describe it.
I love it.
When you hear it, everybody knows
too.
it's become like a staple of 4.0 Phish, and they were
their
more traditional
Kraftwerk
all night
thing.
until this Golden Age.
It's like Kraftwerk or something.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I think it has to do with Page going to, where did he go? Iceland or Greenland or something, and write a whole album?
Iceland, yeah. That album's really, really cool too.
It's his Jan Hammer album.
Super trippy.
He's like Chariots of Fire up on that motherfucker.
Well, I mean, it's partially Page, but then it was also Trey getting new effects and new pedals.
I think Mike has new pedals because he was so clear and so crisp and funky. He had
they brought him up.
Yeah,
that's a general point too. Last night, everybody was saying how he was kind of held back in the mix, and tonight he was brought out way in front of the mix, which was great. I thought it was better balanced tonight overall.
Yeah, he sounded great tonight. I agree. And I just love the Howling. I mean, disco dance party. Yes, please. So good. And like their faces when they play that song, like they love playing. At least Trey and like Fishman think it's hilarious. Like every time they sing that song and play
it's basically a 97 funk jam transposed with some lyrics on either end, you know.
My dream.
It's going to be a big song. I mean,
I do too.
They've played it a bunch of times since they first played it. They love playing it.
It didn't jump out at me. It didn't jump out at Halloween to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Get
really?
Down
No,
jumped
but the
out
last
as the
version
song.
was really good. At MSG.
At
Was
MSG,
really
out of
yeah.
2001, right? Wasn't that right out of 2001?
I think it was.
Yeah, that was such a good version. I was on the floor. That was. We were like burning up the dance floor. It was like a smoke show down there. Everybody was just fucking throwing down. It was so good. Yeah, I love that. I was jealous of everybody at that show tonight when I heard that. I was like, they're getting down.
Yeah, it's
and then
so much fun.
Good for them.
We ended up in the song that I really want to hear, but I want to hear the Alpine version, not the Tonight version. But let me circle it back to the lyric thing with Everything's Right. A Wave of Hope has a cheesier title, but the lyric itself, this too shall pass isn't everything's right. It isn't forcing it down your throat. It'll be cool, man. It's gonna be all right. Just fucking ride it out. And I love that. And they missed such an opportunity to just maybe even close the set with it for 15 minutes.
No way, man. They didn't miss an opportunity. They nailed the narrative of the show. They give you this
the story
and everything's right, and then they give you Wave of Hope, everything chill out, and then they say, you know what, you can feel good, right? And they bring out Hood to close out the set, and that was the message of the show, was you can feel good because you're seeing Phish. And it was fucking awesome. It was the 400th Hood, by the way, which is phenomenal.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So do you know what's really more than that? Do you know which songs are more than that?
I know Yem is the number one most played song. I think Possum is number 2, so that's probably like 420.
Wasn't there a data dive or something about that at one time?
There was, but it's outdated. We should redo that.
Redo it.
Review it.
I think the Wave of Hope, though, is one of those songs that, Kev, you're gonna get that version later this tour. It's one of those that, like, they're just kind of warming it up and stretching its legs and breaking it out, and I think eventually it will hit that.
I think they surprised themselves at Deer Creek what they did.
I was on Wook Plus last Wave of Hope, and we were all like shocked at how good that was. And when I heard it this tonight, I was like, I'm gonna give this a chance because I know this could be good.
That's awesome.
And see, and you, it's played again when you're around. So every time you're coming on, we can expect to kind of have a Wave of Hope.
Yeah.
I don't know. It let me down a little bit tonight, though. I was watching the show with my wife, and she wasn't familiar with this song yet. I think it's only been played like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, "Oh, I love this song. This is gonna be so good." And then they didn't go anywhere with it, and she looked at me. She's like, "Are you sure? Like, what are you smoking?"
They did it. The
You're
one
like, trust me, it'll get there. It will be.
The one at Fake New Year's wasn't that long. They did whatever free Wave of Hope waves, I guess.
When was was Deer Creek the really good one?
Yeah, Deer Creek was out of Yem. They did that jam out of Yem and landed in it, and I don't think they really.
And we were all caught off
it.
guard,
Right.
like holy shit.
Nailed that.
It's going
Nailed
places.
That shit.
It's
and then
going
the Hood.
places, but then going into Hood was great. Into your it's always good, and that was a great, beautiful.
There were some
Hood.
interesting moments before the Bliss jam in the spot between Minor and.
Yep.
I agree. It was really pretty.
Great.
I like it. Yeah.
Great ending. Good ending. Always. And then they come out in the encore and give you something fun with bouncing, which is always hilarious to me. Like, always cracks me up. Like, I don't know. I don't hate it. I think it's a fun song.
I have this vision at the Lisner Auditorium in '92. Then they went into bounce, and this guy started skipping, doing circles around the venue, and then the security guard started chasing him around the venue while they're playing the song. And whenever they play bouncing, I'm like, I have this visual. The
best part about it is you're getting a second song. So
that's what I was gonna say. There's something nice about this because you knew that this wasn't it. Like, we got a big encore coming up.
Right, and then you get the NICU, which is.
Is it going to be a California fall tour NICU to close the show, or is it going to be a regular old?
Somebody put up their first encore since 2003 and second time ever played in the encore, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I love when they play these old songs. It's just like, I mean, they've got to be thinking about that, like being at Great Woods. I mean, they first played their headlining 1993. Like, it's a long time ago, looking out at this huge place, their first big amphitheater they ever headlined. Like, it's, it's historical for them. I mean, they only played 2 covers the whole entire 2 nights, which is pretty cool.
The whole entire tour were the 2 tonight. The NICU and Jim always make me think of, I always call them riff songs because they were written and recorded for the album, but never made the album. And that's my useless piece of information.
It's good. It's good info.
But you were absolutely right. NICU is just the lyric. It's again for me the lyric that's so stupid. What is Corna? Whatever his name is Horn. I mean, I know that story. I hear that, and I'm like, I remember that from history.
You and I, Kev, by the way, are like polar opposites. Yeah. I don't think I've ever listened to the lyrics at a Phish show. I respect Marshall's writing and I get it, but like I am such a groove slut. Like I just like honestly, like if it's danceable or if there's a pocket or
I'm
what
gonna
they're
come up and
doing.
whisper
Like
in your
Mike
ear,
and
man.
Phish with their groove is so important to me, and like that's how
Mm.
the hierarchy of jams to me. And it's interesting. It's not one's better than the other, but it's so fascinating to hear somebody that's coming at it from your perspective of like hyper analyzing and being all about the lyrics. Like I honestly don't give a shit if they're just saying boopity beep boop bop the whole time. Like it doesn't matter what they're singing. It's but it's cool.
That's so funny.
Maybe
The
they
lyrics
should-
to me are make me think of certain times in my life. So to me, the lyrics are always like reminiscent and I don't know, remind me of me at certain times in my life and bring me back to those moments. So I love Phish's lyrics. They're crazy.
First time I heard the album Rift, I was driving in a car from Pittsburgh and I was breaking up with my girlfriend at the time. And
You'll
while they
never
were
forget
playing
that.
You're the Last One I Thought I'd Betray, I always think of her. I'm like, that sucks, because we drove for like 3 hours after we broke up.
Groove Slut is
You didn't
really,
wait till the
really
end of the
cool.
drive to break up with her?
No, I'm a dumbass. I'm like, I really like you, but and it was a long drive after
And
that.
then you have a 3-hour drive. Wow.
This is when the after show turns into a therapy session.
Kev
Tell us more, Kev. How does that
stories.
make you feel? Can you listen to horn anymore, or is that just off your listening?
Oh, I love all of Rift. I think it's
That's
their
about
best.
a breakup, right?
It's but it's their most
No, it's about like
cohesive
how you
album.
stay with that person that treats you like shit. At least to me. That's
Oh,
what
I
thought
see.
it was about.
I heard that after a breakup too, and I thought it was like remembering, like going to pick
I'll pick you up at 8.
partner up,
Right?
and
Right.
as usual, but then you're not. Yeah, maybe
The whole album
I
is
thought it was
dreams,
always-
right? The whole album
Yeah,
is a series of dreams.
It's my favorite Phish album.
Yeah,
So they're all him
by far.
dreaming of different outcomes of the relationship.
which we
I
now
love it.
know happens in parallel universes in the grand multiverse.
With the Spin Doctors, where the Spin Doctors are the best band on the planet.
How far can we tangent this? Do we call it? Do we pull it? Or
No,
do we...
we didn't talk about Slave, which is appropriate because it sucks getting out of Mansfield, apparently.
Oh yeah.
That's why they
Right,
did that, right?
didn't somebody call it to be the opener because
Yeah,
it was
Brian
Brian
Brinkman
did,
did.
yeah,
that's
and
right.
he texted tonight too and was like, I said it was going to be the opener, but actually it's the closer because it sucks. Great ones.
Nice.
So I was like, you nailed it.
Yeah, the
that
reverse,
Brian
that's the
guy's
call.
onto something. Every time we are like, didn't somebody tell us this or didn't somebody say that? It's always Brian. That's always the answer. It's like, yeah,
He's
Brian
a Phish
said
savant. He's a Phish savant. That's just he is.
that. I love
Yeah,
Brian.
Thank you, Jay.
I love Slave too, and I thought that was an excellent version of Slave to the Traffic Light.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
I was
Perfect
panicked.
ending.
I couldn't get on, so
Nice way to end the show.
Yeah,
It
definitely. And again, jammed. And for, nights 1 and 2, we're in good hands. We kind of talked about
Yeah.
how it's going to be a great tour. And I think after these first 2 nights, we're well on our way. Those were 2 good shows. So it's
100%.
Yeah, they're
exciting.
just gonna get better.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I
we got tomorrow night. We got Sneaking Abby and Fast Enough, Brian and Abby out
That's
of
gonna be so
California
much
from the
fun.
Wook Motel coming on.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Awesome.
Yes, and then let's see. Pixelwooks is coming back on the 26th and 27th. On the 27th, we'll be here with Andy Michaels. On the 30th, you'll be here with Brian, the aforementioned Brian B. And when are you coming back on, Megan?
Maybe Man Night 2, something
Yes,
like that.
you are,
the night
yes.
that's going to be so great, right?
You're
Kevin,
gonna
like the
carry-
best night of the tour.
That's
You're
right.
Gonna, you're going to carry the show that night because it's going to be UNT probably.
Yep.
We got that. shit.
Awkward.
We agree about everything. so
This
it'll
is
be perfect.
uncomfortable.
No,
So-
not at all.
So-
No, Lenny Duncan is supposed to be one, but he said he was
He
watching
said,
the
like-
stream and calling in from a bar. So that's going to be like me and Tim
Questionable.
trying to call in from the lot.
It's going to be great. It's going to be
That was
great.
like-
I
We're,
got this, please.
we're going to
I was
hold it
during
down.
spring tour. I kept telling Kev I was gonna call in because I was like on the road at all the shows. He's like, "No, tonight I'm definitely gonna call in." And then either my phone would die or I get too fucked
We'd have a
up. I'm like, "Oh, I'll call in
screen.
tomorrow."
We'd hear
That's
the
a really
tank in the
big ask.
background in a black screen,
Hard.
And on that note, we are out of here, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with Brian and Abby, and Make sure you tune in 1 o'clock.
Pixelwooks, those glasses
1
are
o'clock.
amazing. Those are the coolest things. Are
Thank
incredible.
you so much for having me, guys. You're
Thanks,
awesome.
Megan.
It's so
See you
fun.
soon.
You guys
Now
for
with us.
having
This was
us.
a blast.
See ya.